everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Jess. I hope you're all having a great day. I am doing something today that I absolutely enjoy and love and wanted to share with you. I am trying to break up the monotony of working on small gifts for Christmas and vendor events. So I wanted to do an oldie but a goodie to me, and that is candle gifts in a cupcake box. The boxes I'm going to use, I'll get to it, but they're usually used for cupcakes, but you can use them for all kinds of things. And I'm going to use my favorite color scheme, which is black and white and red. Actually, it was my wedding color scheme, and there are many. So normally this is referred to as the Parisian color scheme, the black and white stripes with red. Back in the 60s especially, you'd see girls with the black and white striped shirts with the red berets or the red neck scarf and that sort of thing. Another good play on it is blue and white stripe with red if you like blues, especially deep blues. It's super cute. But I am showing you some of the products I use right now. I use the Gorilla Glue Gun, especially if you're a beginner. I highly recommend it because it's very reliable products and it's super easy to use, super lightweight and durable. Now, the ribbon, the black and white striped ribbon, I got from Hobby Lobby, but this thin black ribbon I'm going to be using, I got at Dollar Tree. So you can pretty much find ribbon just about anywhere. But for my big ribbon, I really do like Hobby Lobby just because they have so much to pick from. And in my area, that's just the best place for me to go. So to do the ribbon, I'm going to show you how I do my ribbon. I am not a bow expert. I said that in one of my last tutorials, but I'm going to show you how I do it. The way I do it is I pretty much fold it into an awareness ribbon and then I pinch it in the middle. That is how I learned how to do it in floral classes 100 years ago. And I have not changed until I learned how to do puffy bows. But anyway, I just do that, and then I use wired ribbon so that it's super easy to pinch and gather and get the gathered look without having to hold it in place until it is tied. A lot of skilled bow makers can use any ribbon and do that. But especially if you're a beginner or you're just like me and not that great at holding it, I would recommend the wired ribbon. I tie it with this ribbon, and honestly, I just kind of jerry rig it in the back with glue dots and hot glue to make it look like tails. There is probably a simpler, easier way, but this is just how I've always done it, and it works for me. So for my big, the wide tails, I'm going to dovetail them, and then my little ones, I just like to slant, just because they're so narrow. My plan here is to put a red rose in the center to give it a pop of color. Okay, right now I'm just shaping up. There's the red rose. Now this red rose, it was a little bit gacked up. It had a petal that kept sticking out no matter what I did. So I'm just going to cut it off. And then it tore one of the other petals, so I'm just reshaping it. And I apologize about my camera angle. I use my front-facing lens on my camera, and I do my best to try to stay center in the frame. And I actually put the paper towel out for that reason, but I still tend to go off screen. I can't see what I'm doing. I don't have any feedback, so I apologize for that. But anyway, I use a lot of glue just to make sure that it sticks, and then I just hold it for a few seconds. I pick it up just to make sure I like the shape. I don't do very long tails on these boxes because I don't want to obstruct the view, because people will move the tails to look inside of the box. One thing I will say, the boxes I'm going to use today are 3 inches by 3 inches. I am going to drop a link in the description. So if that is one of your questions, where these boxes are from and how to get them, I'm just going to let you know. I'm going to drop a link. I'll also drop a link to 4 by 4 inches boxes. That is my preference. I'll put some pictures. I'm going to try to add some pictures of what the 4x4s look like, because that is my preference. You can put floral arrangements behind them, which is awesome. You can do body care in them with, you can do so much more with them. But at my Mother's Day sale, which was my first street sale, so usually, let me say, when I do this, it is for an event. It's bridesmaids, it's appreciation. I deliver them, I know straight where they're going, and they're not getting handled. Whenever someone receives it, it's exactly how I made it, and that's how I prefer it for this type of thing. It's a little bit delicate. But when I did my Mother's Day sale, I wasn't expecting this, but a lot of people, especially men, pick up your baskets and things by the plume and the bow. And I just was standing there like, how do you say something? Do you say, please stop picking up the baskets that way? I don't know. But I actually had 2 boxes that my bows and flower arrangements popped right off the top. One was actually by a man. One was by a woman. So I had one with a candle that a man picked up by the bow, because the 4x4 is a little bit tricky to pick up with one hand. and it just popped off, and then it dropped, and the lid popped off the candle inside. He did end up buying it, so that was good, but the lid popped off, and I was just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to uncut all this tape I've put on there and everything else. So I was really stressed, and then a woman dropped one with body care in it, and she also ended up buying it. But anyway, so I went with the 3x3 inch because you can, especially men, can pick it up with one hand. That is my goal here. Now, these boxes, I have not had this size before. I was a little bit concerned because the way they fold in the center, the seam goes right down the center of the bottom. The boxes I use that are 4 inches, they fold on the bottom just like the top, so you have the full center that is flat and spreading your weight and that sort of thing. So to increase the tension on the bottom, now I'm no physicist, but I'm just saying you want your bottom to be as sturdy as possible, and the best way to do that is to increase the tension so there's not a weak point in the bottom. Otherwise, you're going to have to be wrapping cardboard or cutting foam and that sort of thing. So I'm using packing tape, and I am taping it across the bottom, across the seam and the sides. Right now I'm showing you the thank you candle. I get that from Bath & Body Works. That is Dahlia. It smells amazing, and it's really popular for appreciation. But the ones I'm going to use because I want to go for the winter aesthetic are the vanilla candles from Bath & Body Works. These are normally $16.95. If you have rewards, you can pick one up for free. I actually got these at the semi-annual sale. They were 75% off, so they were like $4 and something, plus I had a 20% off coupon, so I got them for like $3. That's a super affordable gift. If you watch for the semi-annual sales, or even just the regular sales, sometimes they have like 2 for $20 and that sort of thing. And again, you can use your rewards for that. When it comes time for holidays and group gifting, coworkers, church members, women's groups, this is such an easy, affordable thing to do. And it looks like a much nicer gift compared to what you actually spent, in my opinion, as long as you're not paying full price for these candles. I am using some golden ivory shreds. I used glue dots to put my candle on the bottom. I made sure that the tension was correct to hold the candle without sagging or leaning, tilting, that sort of thing. And I'm just putting some shreds around them just to sort of brace it in case there is any tilting or leaning the way that someone picks it up. It just helps. Anything you can do to cushion your items in a box like this is incredibly helpful. So, oh yeah, and I put them in backwards. So when you do this, and so you don't have to do it again, face the front of your item towards the flap, the biggest flap, because otherwise when you fold it, you see the seam, you see like a 1/2 inch flap just at the top of your box in front. I personally don't like that. I want it to look like a window and be completely clear in the front. So just look out for that. I've done it 100 times and I still keep doing that sometimes. That's why I'm having to dump stuff out. I also cut the shreds that go in the front because I don't want to obstruct the label. And then I use the long, fluffier shreds in the back. But you'll see in the front, I really try to keep that unobstructed. My favorite thing to do is put the flowers in the box and then the ribbon on the outside. But with the size of the box, I'm just sort of playing it by ear and seeing what works. And this actually, with the theme I wanted to do, the flower on the bow actually worked perfect. Now, these boxes actually came with ribbon, and you can do a crossbow, which most people do, where you fold it over. Basically, you have a line of ribbon on every side of the box with the bow on top. I'm not doing that for this because, again, I don't want to obstruct that label on the front. I really love it. It's the vanilla scent. There's some others that looked really nice in this packaging that you may have picked up, like Cypress. I didn't pick those up because I wasn't overly fond of the smell, but I really loved this vanilla. So I am using this thin black ribbon. What I'm doing, I'm glue dotting it to the bottom so that it sort of will keep its place even when it gets moved around and that sort of thing. Just putting it in the center. And then I'm going to glue dot one end of the ribbon and press it to the top. Right now I'm just determining which end I want to glue dot and which end I want to tape. That's just the way I do it. I have, now again, a lot of people are very patient. They'll use like the low setting on their glue gun and they're super, super cautious with their plastic and they do a great job. I don't know. I feel like I'm accident prone and I just mess stuff up all the time. So to keep from melting the plastic of the box, I just put a big piece of packing tape over the whole thing. It holds everything in place really nicely and it gives me another layer other than just the box, so I don't have to worry about anything melting close to the candle. Anyway, yes, I've had that happen. Anyway, so now I'm taping down the ribbon, and that is going to give me my base to hot glue my bow. Now, I believe, in my opinion, that bow and that flower makes this a much more elegant gift than just giving someone a candle in a gift bag or wrapping it with paper. Actually, I've seen some really beautiful wrapping that people have done for candles right now when they use wrapping paper and do special folding. And I would try that if it was like a friend or a family member because I think it's super cute. But since it's going to be on a table and people need to be able to view it and see exactly what they're getting, it's just super easy. And if you're having an event, like if you're setting these out for a bridal shower, for the bridesmaids, the bridal party, appreciation gifts, these look so nice when you set them up on a table. So I would highly recommend that if you do events or gifting for events. Now I'm also going to hot glue my loops. I don't know the official name of those, but the round part of my bow, just to help keep its shape and keep them where they belong. I'm also going to glue dot the very top of my black tails, the little thin ones, to keep them spread apart and not covering my label. Again, the goal being why I do not have long tails and why my thin tails are spread to the side. I do not want people picking up the bows and trying to look under them. I want them to see that the candle is the only thing in the box. There's no need to keep looking or manhandling it. And that is pretty much it. With these wired ribbons, it's super easy to shape your tails and make them look cute. Even when they're short, you can make them look really nice and have a lot of movement, or appear to have a lot of movement to them. I like to imitate the look of it. I love silk and satin ribbons, but they're a little bit to work with. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed that. If anyone has any questions, just feel free to ask. I'm always happy to answer questions. And if you enjoy anything like this, small gifts, that sort of thing, please consider subscribing. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay dry if you're in the rainy area, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.